Excitement. But first, Tom's spending the afternoon out in Branson.
He joins us now from the Branson IMAX. How's it going, Tom?
It's going great because as we go through this week, you're going to see all kinds of things going on in the Branson area. But here at the Branson IMAX Entertainment Complex, they're going again into something they've been doing for a decade, and it is a must-see. Now, this is Anthony Stacy, and he's the director of marketing here at the IMAX.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I know we have another gentleman over here. We'll be talking to him in just a second. But Anthony, what's going on this week at the IMAX?
So this week we have our Veterans Film Fest. Like you said, it is our 10th annual, and it's just an opportunity to showcase different military documentaries and kind of share the stories that you maybe not necessarily knew ahead of time.
Now, what are some of the documentaries that you're going to be playing this week?
So today and Wednesday we have a great one called Dear Sirs, and then Thursday we have Donut Dollies coming up as well. So they're going to be really, really great.
How are people reacting to this? I mean, obviously it must be good in one way because you've been doing this for a decade now, but what are you seeing, you know, as the different people walk out of the theaters?
So honestly, a lot of emotions. They're learning a lot of things they maybe didn't necessarily know beforehand, like I said. And so just getting to hear these stories firsthand, people are really getting a view into what some of these gentlemen and these women went through. And so it's a lot of emotions coming out of there for sure. Yes, sir.
It must be very touching.
Yeah.
A lot of military, of course, coming, you know, veterans and active military.
Right.
They're always welcome here.
Oh, 100%. You know, Branson prides ourselves on celebrating our veterans 365 days a year. But this week, we can really hone in and really just show our appreciation for all of them.
Very important for all of us to remember this, of course.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to step in front of you here, if you don't mind. This is Colonel James Wilkite, and he's kind of the organizer of this whole Branson, you know, the Veterans Film Festival. What are you seeing, you know, when these veterans come out of these movies?
Well, I'm probably as emotional as they are when they come out. I screen films all year long. That's my primary thing to watch, is to look at these. And once I winnow down to 10 or 12 films, I pass them on to the people here. And we decide which film we want to show. And we try to cover as many areas as we can: World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Middle East. But when I watch the people, then I get emotional, and then I've got to suck it up and say, okay, what do you think? And try to gather myself.
Okay, now, you know, there are war films out there, and I know you've seen them just as I have, and they're great movies. This is not that.
No, we don't do Hollywood.
Okay.
And I don't mean that as a slap to Hollywood,
no.
but this is a situation where the people that are involved in the films generally are in the audience. I mean, the actual live films, like The Chosen. We had 3 soldiers in the audience that fought in the Battle Chosen.
Yeah,
in
the
Korea.
reservoir, yeah.
Yeah, and that was that. I lost it at that one. It was just, and we get so much good feedback. Our mission statement is to educate and honor. Educate those people that have not seen these films, and to honor those that were in the films or in the battles.
Now, that's something you and I were talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
It's very important to get these stories because for every one that you capture, there are thousands that you don't capture because you just don't ask.
The film we saw today, I told the audience, now that you've seen this film and what Mark and Carrie did with their work, you need to go back and tell your stories to your children and your grandchildren, because we're losing those stories. Thousands of people every day that are passing away because, and the stories go with them.
Well, you know, and the sad thing, people think, oh, well, it's the World War II veterans. Of course, they are. We don't have all that many left. But we're working into Vietnam veterans
That's
now.
right. That's exactly right. And we will continue as long as IMAX will have us. I'll continue researching and sharing these stories.
All right. I'm going to turn back to Anthony.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for your service,
Thanks,
sir.
Tom. I appreciate you all coming in and checking us out and making sure we're on the right track.
And thank you for your continued service,
Thank
as
you,
a matter
sir.
of fact. Thank you, Colonel. Anthony,
Yes, sir.
tell people again the times that, you know, these shows are going to be playing and how people, what they need to do in order to get a seat.
Yeah, so doors open at 7:30 every morning here at the IMAX. Shows start at 8:30. I will say, even though doors open at 7:30, don't take that for granted. Get here a little bit early because people are waiting outside our front doors to get in. Because this theater will fill up. Just purchase your tickets the morning of, and veterans are 100% free. It's just the least we can do to say thank you to all of those that have served and are currently serving, and then everyone else is just $6.
All right, Anthony, thanks again
Yes,
for
sir.
continuing to do this at the IMAX.
Absolutely.
Do appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So you've heard this. Now, in just a couple of minutes, you heard them both mention a show, Dear Sirs, that, a documentary. We're going to be talking to the person who put this all together and is bringing it to you here at the IMAX. So don't go too far away. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Tom. I love the IMAX and how their films, they always choose things that are so relevant to their audience, and $6 is a steal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and such a special way to commemorate veterans too, and all the hard work that they've done and all they've done for this country. So super awesome. We'll have more from Tom later. So. Awesome.